All right, class, here we go. We're going to go through the questions on the slope practice. So if I've already graded yours and got it back, you can see what you did wrong if you missed one. I hope this is helpful. All right, so on a standard XY coordinate plane, like I said, this is slope. What is the slope of a line that passes through the points and it gives you two ordered pairs? Anytime I have two ordered pairs and they want slope, I go to my slope formula. You guys remember it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, so if I look, my y's are 7 and negative 6, so 7 minus negative 6. And my x's are negative 8 and 9, so negative 8 and 9. All right, so when I have minus and negative, it becomes a plus, so that's 13. And then negative 8 minus 9 is negative 17. So 13 over negative 17. So my answer is going to be C, negative 13 over 17. Some of you picked A, and that might just be because you flipped and put your X's on top instead of your Y's. That's a very common mistake. Make sure it's in change of Y over the change of X. Rise over run, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, number 2. The y-intercept of the line with the equation y equals bx plus c is less than the y-intercept of the line with the equation y equals bx plus d. Which following must be true regarding the relationship? Okay, if they're talking y-intercept, that's this right here, c and d. So that's all I really need to look at. If this one is less than this one, then C is less than D. So the only one that says that is K, all right? C is less than D. It's not going to be greater than, okay? If it says it's less than, then it's less than. Don't change anything up, okay? All right, what is the slope of the line given by, okay, remember how I showed you the shortcut. Take the number in front of the X, 8, bring it over here, change its sign. If it's positive, make it negative. If it's negative, make it positive. Then divide by whatever's in front of Y, negative 24. And then I can reduce that, and that should give me 1/3, because negative over negative is positive. So my answer is D. Some of you may have picked C, because you forgot negative over negative is positive. Okay, so that's the first 3. All right, give me just a second. Let me change out. We'll do the next page. I'm going to try to get as many as I can in one video. Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Which of the following is an equation for the line passing through the point negative 7, 3 and the origin on the standard coordinate plane? Okay, so if it's passing through the origin, then my y-intercept is 0, right? Okay. Now, keeping that in mind, if I think about that, so my y-intercept would be 0. I'm going through 0, 0, and the point negative 7, 3, right? Okay. So I know that if I play around with my numbers a little bit, let me show you the math first. So I'm going to say 3 minus 0 over negative 7 minus 0, because it's y's, x's, right? So that's 3 over negative 7. So my slope is 3 over negative 7, right? Okay. So that would look like this. Y equals negative 3 over 7 x plus 0, right? So if I were to move this over, it would become a positive 3 over 7x plus y equals 0. And then I could multiply by 7 to get rid of my fraction, so that'd be 3x plus 7y equals 0, right? So that's a lot of work to get to this answer of H. H is the correct answer. But what would be the quickest way to do this question? Well, I know my y-intercept is 0, so that's the only one with 0 in it, isn't it? Okay, so I'm done. Now, if it was an actual number, I would have to take and divide it, that number, by this number to see if I got that number. Does that make sense? All right, so that was a quicker way to do it. All right, land surveyors. Give the grade of hills with a rise to run ratio of 4 to 3. So up 4 over 3. Do you see that? Okay, rise over run. Which of the following grades would be the least steep? All right, so if I think about this, I'm going up 1 and over 5. That'd be pretty shallow, wouldn't it? Up 1 and over 3. That'd be a little steeper. And then up 2 and over 6. That'd be the same as this 1/3, right? These would be the same. And then these would be a lot steeper, right? Up 6 over 2, up 12 over 9. So my smallest, least steep would be 1 to 5. So that'd tell me I'm going up 1 over 5. So think of them as fractions. 1/5, 1/3, 2/6, 6/2, 12/9, right? These are bigger than 1, so I know they're going to be pretty steep. These are the same, and 1/5 is actually smaller than 1/3, so it has to be 1/5. All right, let me get through this one, and I'll pause, and I'll do the next group. All right, what is the slope of the line that passes through points 4? Okay, slope again. All right, so my y's -5 minus 3 over 5 minus 4. Because remember, y is on top, x is on bottom. So that would be -8 over 1. So my slope is -8. So my answer is K. Some of you may have flipped it and got -1/8. Some of you may have forgot your negative sign and got 8. I mean, there's all kinds of different reasons. Alrighty, I hope that was helpful. I'll do the next group in just a second.